Oh man, so many things are trying to kill you these days. Who knew that noodles were also going to kill you? If you eat this common noodle dish often, you're increasing the risk of an early death. Oh man, we can't have anything nice these days. Eating ramen three or more times a week increases the risk of an early death. A new study from Japan has found. So we're not even just talking about, the cheap cup noodles that are out there. You're going to the homeland of this stuff where you can get fresh ramen, and that's still trying to kill you. The noodle soup, which contains wheat noodles with a salty pork-based broth that is served with slices of meat, seaweed, and vegetables, is a staple dish in the Asian country and is beloved around the world, including Australia, where this article was originally posted. But those who eat it multiple times a week could be putting themselves at a risk of premature death, according to new findings. Oh my God! Okay, the research recently published in the Journal of Nutrition, Health and Aging surveyed more than 6,500 participants, 2,361 men, and 4,385 women, all aged 40. Participants were classified into 4 groups depending on how much ramen they ate per week: less than once a month, 1 to 3 times a month, once or twice a week, and 3 or more times a week. Okay, what did we end up finding here? Most participants ate ramen at least once a month, with nearly 1 in 3 eating it weekly, the study noted. Of those studied, the people who ate ramen often tended to be younger men who smoked, drank alcohol, and who were classed as overweight. Well, yeah, that kind of checks out. Probably also has like a anime body pillow. Each person was tracked for about 4.5 years as part of the comprehensive assessment, with deaths that occurred during this period tracked through official records. Alarmingly, 145 people died. Wow, 100 from cancer and 28 from heart disease. Shit. As a result, researchers concluded the findings suggest the frequent intake of ramen noodles may be linked to a greater death risk in men under the age of 70. Well, I guess you're analyzing a population that's 40 years old, but then they also smoke and drank alcohol. I would imagine the guy who probably went head first through his windshield probably didn't die because he was eating ramen, unless of course he was trying to eat it on the road and he spilt some in his lap. However, researchers stress that the study was observational and does not prove that ramen directly causes early death. Thanks, tips. Ramen typically contains a high concentration of salt. Studies show eating too much salt can raise blood pressure. Big can there, which is a major risk factor in heart disease and stroke, the Heart Foundation reports. Oh my God, did you know that high intakes of sodium is bad for you? The study suggests that those who consume at least half of the soup often had a higher death risk. People who drank alcohol, yes, and ate ramen more than 3 times a week had a significantly higher risk of death compared to moderate ramen eaters, scientists added. Wow, you don't say. I'm shocked by that. Ramen noodles and their soup contain high salt content, therefore frequent intake can lead to high amounts of sodium, which may increase the risk of salt-related diseases such as stroke and gastric cancer. So yes, once again, it's everything in moderation. And as somebody who doesn't really and was never really a big fan of ramen noodles when they were served when I was a kid and then in my adult life, I can't remember the last time I even had soup, let alone ramen in and of itself. Never been a big fan of this stuff to begin with. And yeah, if it's going to be that detrimental to your health, okay, I think I'll just pass on this stuff once again. So with all that said, thank you all very much for the gift of your time. I've been Don Consuelo. I want you to follow your gut and get after it. Take care, everyone.